My husband teaches her how to do nice.
Gotta laugh down through
Just
anything.
sometimes a little humor.
Get your
to
story
you
out.
through.
Okay, you forgot that part of my joke needs my other last names, but it's fine. Hi guys, when I was 6 years old, I fell in love with striped turtleneck sweaters because my second grade teacher used to wear them to distract from her giant, family-friendly boobs, which were my Roman Empire. I realized my love for older women young, but Mrs. Albrecht and I had a lot working against us. 1, she was already a Mrs. 2, our 30-year age gap, her issue, not mine. And 3, I'm Iranian. And growing up, my mom used to say things to me like, there are no gay people in Iran. At least alive, that is. So, it's funny though. Like, it's cute. So dating women has always felt a little bit like it could kill me. I'm gay and Iranian, and I grew up in Ohio in the 90s, at a time when Ohioans weren't sure which part of me they hated more. And then 9/11 happened, and they figured it out real quick. And no matter how many times I tried to convince people that I was actually just Mexican, my last name, Mohammadi, really screwed me over. But I did discover that I could hide my sexuality, and I got really good at that. Check out the shoes. I even dabbled in religion for a bit, because who is better at hiding their truest selves than a bunch of closeted evangelicals? Shout out Glennon Doyle, Ted Cruz, and our boy, Jesus Christ. For Jesus. A few years ago, I moved to Los Angeles, and I started secretly dating women. I only went on first dates because I was still too scared to come out, and I didn't know how to get on base with a woman yet. I just wanted a few first date kisses and to feel like I was a part of gay culture, if only for a moment. But then I went on a first date that made me really want a second with a woman named Kelsey. She's got a fan club. Because Kelsey was so kind and calm and the hottest person I'd literally ever seen. But second dates are terrifying. What is second base with a lesbian? How many bases are even in baseball? And should I be referencing softball? I feel like a shitty lesbian. And now I have to convince an actual confident gay woman who's already been gay married, basically a professional lesbian, to add me to her roster and to kill the rest of her team. So our second date is a movie at hers, and I offered to bring over dinner. I didn't know what to wear, so I Google, and generally lesbians on the internet are wearing a lot of vests, blazers, and like metal dangling around their pants. The vibes are Hillary Clinton. She's cute. Okay, I have none of that, so I put on multiple layers of clothing, all underneath a giant sweatshirt, thinking I could just like rip some things off when I see what she's wearing. It's the middle of summer, and I leave my apartment looking and smelling like a giant onion. I don't fit in my car, so I walk to pick up Persian food and then to her house, where I arrive drenched in sweat. I scurry inside and I search her apartment until I find her wall AC unit. I turn it on without asking, and I literally just start like airing myself out in the corner of her apartment for so long. And you can smell me as I peel back the layers, and the fan just like blows my body odor all around. Kelsey picked an interesting time to start plating the food, and she asks me what everything is, and honestly, I don't really know, because I haven't had that much Persian food since I was a kid, because I'm scared I'll mispronounce something that people think I should know how to say, to be considered this thing I already am, but feel like I'm not enough of. I guess it's confusing to feel like a phony with something that is so authentically yours. But I don't say that, obviously. No, instead I say it's like Persian Chipotle, and then we move on. Kelsey and I sit on opposite ends of her couch, and she starts scrolling for something to watch, and she passes the classic lesbian show, The L Word. And guys, I don't know what that is. Which is shocking to Kelsey, because this show changed her life. She said it was the first sense of community she ever felt. And for me, community is complicated. I spent the first 18 years of my life assimilating to Midwestern culture to have a 3-person community of straight, white, best girlfriends I made out with on the weekend like everybody else I knew. So we turn on the show and Kelsey is on the opposite side, but she's slowly inching towards me. And guys, I start to panic because remember, Kelsey is hot. Kelsey looks like she navigates the bedroom with the confidence of a person who is homeless crossing Wilshire. And I have the confidence of a blind squirrel tangled up in the 405. It's just not gonna work. And so Kelsey gets so close that our only option is to touch. And so I reach out, grab her wrist, and check her pulse. Sexy. We get distracted because on the screen is Carmen. She's a character in the show. She's Persian, playing Mexican, which is frustrating but cool to like almost have representation. And Kelsey tells me that Carmen is her childhood crush, which makes me check my pulse. And then Kelsey asked me who my childhood crush was. And guys, I don't really have anything that makes sense. Lance Bass, which close. But so I think, and I say, oh, Hillary Clinton. Guys, that's a terrible answer. It's awful. Kelsey immediately like retreats to her side of the couch. And she tries for a moment. She really does try to save it. She asks me about my gay icons. And again, I have nothing. So I get really defensive and I call her a privileged white gay. And then I tell her it's harder for minority groups to come out, which is absolutely true, but just like an insane thing to say to someone you're like trying to make out with. And so Kelsey rightfully says absolutely nothing. And to try to save it, I do what anyone else would. I spring on top of her, kiss her once, just like a light peck, and then I sprint out of her apartment like a squirrel. And on my walk home, I sent her a very long article titled, "The Privilege of Coming Out, Race, Class, and Lesbians," to explain why I am this way. Kelsey reads it or something, I don't know. She responds and she says, "There are some good facts in here." And then very politely ends our relationship, offering friendship. And guys, I cried. I cried more than I should have, but like a real lesbian would. I was convinced that I had just lost the love of my life. No, it's fine. I think in this mental state, I was peak gay. So I started to lean in. I started to go on second dates, even thirds. At one point, I had 3 whole girlfriends. I kissed half of them. And I was up late one night watching The L Word, and I decided to text my friend Kelsey and to thank her for introducing me to the show. And again, she responded, and she said, "Well, aren't you happy that at least a white woman isn't playing Hispanic?" She had a point. And guys, I don't know what happened after that, but somehow Kelsey and I have been together for 3 years ever since. So hot. Hopefully soon we will have sex. Thank you so much.
Please keep it going for Mahtub.